Hello. We should, in theory, be live. In theory. Hello. Hello, everybody. Welcome back, Satra. Exams went well. Hello, Yasin. Thanks for asking. I think they went pretty well. I would say so. Let me share the stream around a little. Hello. Hello, everybody. Welcome back, Satra. Exams went well. Hello, Yasin. Thanks for asking. I think they went pretty well. Okay, so. There we go. Let me share the stream around. I can hear an echo of myself. Oh, that's the problem. Okay. Hold on just a second. Things are a little bit less well set up than I would have liked because of unexpected circumstances, but now we should be fine. Yeah, I thought it was postponed for tomorrow. Sorry about that. Basically what happened is I scheduled the stream for now, basically, for 20 minutes ago. But the problem is some guests unexpectedly arrived and I thought they would leave before I would start the stream. But no, they stuck around for way longer and then I had to postpone the stream. But then they left kind of abruptly, so like, now I'm unexpectedly free again, so... Eternal Flame, thank you for the $5 Canadian. Welcome back, my boy. We came back at similar times, lol. Yep. Thank you very much. What you been doing? Exams. That's kind of the answer. What if Freerun wasn't One Punch Man? Yeah, I put Freerun in the thumbnail because the next video is about Freerun. And it just seemed really funny to just put Freerun, like, owning Boros in the thumbnail. What if Boros got Toji'd? I'm here. Hello, Kryptonite Gamer. Kryptonite Gamer is an absolute legend. Like an actual goat. Like last stream, I couldn't show it because I didn't know he was... I couldn't see it because he donated through Patreon and not through YouTube. Because donating through Patreon saves a lot more of the money. YouTube doesn't take... a huge cut of it away. And he donated, I kid you not, $500, an entire animation. He funded an entire animation by himself for What If Boros Turned Good. So you can look forward to that, because Jesus, like, Kryptonite Gamer is an actual goat. Power skilling Freerun, interesting. Yep, it's gonna be a non-One Punch Man related, actually. Freerun versus Harry Potter. It's a very fun one. He donated like 500, didn't he? Yeah, he did. I wouldn't be shocked if someone actually makes an argument that Freerun can solo Boros. I wouldn't go that far, but she is actually really strong. You totally cooked for that SCP video intro, thank you. I did put together, like, a lot of, like, fan material, so, like, I didn't actually, like, create the animations or whatnot, obviously, but I did, just sort of edit them together. I think it came out really well. Elf representation, let's go. Wow, you probably have enough money for this. Yeah, for an entire animation. But animation is crazy expensive, so... It's gonna... If I want multiple, I'm still saving up way more. I have saved up a lot, though. Harry Potter, that's pretty cool. Yeah, it was really fun. I've already scripted and recorded it, so I just need to edit it, and it'll be out next week. Then the week after that is gonna be a One Punch Man video, and I'll get into, like, the updates soon. We'll just chat with chat a little more, and then I'll get into, like, the schedule for the upcoming summer. Give him a producer credit, lol. Yeah, the funder. What are they called? Like, what are they called? Like, the people who, like, invest in, like, not an investor, the shareholder. He's a shareholder for the What If series. Freerun would destroy Harry. We'll see. Have not thought about Freerun versus Harry Potter before. Yep. It's a pretty unique topic. Like, nobody power scales either of these series. Like, I had to do my own calcs for Freerun. It was actually really fun. If I became a billionaire, I will get your What If Boros Turn Good series to be properly animated. I would love that. Who's animating it? I've had a couple people, but so far there's not, like, one main animator, which I am looking to get, like, soon. You've inspired me to start looking into SCP lore again. It's really fun as long as you don't dig too deep and reach, like, into, like, the edgy power scaling sections, which every fandom ever has. I'm learning how to animate, so if I can get good, I could try helping for free. We'll see. We'll see. I do feel really bad taking things for free at this point, though, because, like, back in the day, like, I just couldn't afford stuff, so, like, I kinda had to. Like, if somebody was offering to do something for free, then, like, I would just accept it, because, like, yeah, I needed that. But nowadays, I actually do have some money, so I kinda feel guilty not paying people. What if Cecil was in command of the Hero Association? Would be a peak scenario. Somebody else, Saitama World, actually made, like, a video on how Cecil would view each S-Class hero. That was pretty fun. SCP is such an interesting stuff, but a mess in terms of doing it with power scaling. Yeah, absolutely. Freerunner vs. Sukuna, I've seen that one floating around, and I do want to do that one. Like, honestly, that sounds like fun. There's, like, a fan animation for that. Thank you for saying calcing is fun. It is, to some degree. SCP is literally random shit go. Kind of. A friend of mine did some power scaling for Harry Potter a while back, but he's the only one I've ever seen do it. There's some actually pretty crazy stuff, like Voldemort has, like, city block and, like, small city level calcs sometimes. Like, it's actually crazy when you really look into it. Akaza versus Boros? What kind of slaughterfest is that? Do you have a favorite mobile task force in the SCP-verse? I'm not deep enough to know every task force. Have you read Percy Jackson? I have. It's pretty good. I liked it. I like Freerun more than solo leveling. Freerun is more compelling. Okay, we're back. Okay. I know the mic cut out. The internet cut out for a second there. I'm really sorry about that. My cable is broken, so it kind of just falls out sometimes. I heard solo leveling is mostly hype moments and aura. It's not even that. I'm gonna be honest. There's no aura to be found in Sung Jin-woo. I've seen, like, a good segment of solo leveling. Sung Jin-woo has no aura. He has bullshit. That's what he has. He's actually the most bland and unlikable character in all of anime in terms of main characters, for me personally. Like, I really don't like that it got so popular. Like, what the heck? Like, Freerun is so much better. And I literally, the only good thing about solo leveling is, like, the animation and the soundtrack. Like, for me personally. I don't know. I did not get anything else out of it. How far could Deku go in One Punch Man? If you take, like, his high ends, he could go, like, middle S-class, probably. Free Run versus Cosmic Garo. Quick question, if any of your original characters in this What If have official VAs, English or Japanese, then who would you choose for them? Off the top of my head, I don't know too many voice actors, actually. Like their names. Wonder how the Guardians of the Globe would fare against the Monster Association. There might be a video on that on Eternal Flames channel not too long from now, maybe. There might be one. We're going to see funded by Kryptonite Gamer in the corner of one of the animations. Yep. Satoru Rant XD, W take. At first I was confused by When Day Breaks, and that was because I was unaware that there were multiple SCP-001s. Yep, there's like 20? Like, there's a vast amount of them. I don't know the exact number. Welcome back. I don't like solo leveling either. Yeah. I really don't like it. I'm gonna be honest. I'm waiting for a script, bro. A script of what? If I had a nickel for every stream I've been in where the internet cut out, I would have 2 nickels. It happens sometimes. Solo leveling was way better in the manga? Maybe. I haven't read it, so I couldn't comment. The anime fans are gonna come for your head saying solo leveling doesn't have any aura. It does! But only one character has it, and it's Beru. Beru! That guy has aura. Yeah, I was rooting for Beru so hard during their battle, I'm not gonna lie. Like, he was by far my favorite thing about solo leveling. Tronco versus the Scarlet King. King versus Escanor Knight form. Honestly, King might outbox him. He might. Unless Escanor pulls out the day for him in the nighttime, as he can't do. Gandalf versus Dumbledore. That could be a fun one. Pretty sure Dumbledore wins, though. I'm not too into Lord of the Rings. I don't know its scaling. But pretty sure Dumbledore wins from what I do know. Some villains in solo leveling look cool, but then again, they reuse the purple fire thing way too many times. Could the Foundation stop the Monster Association and Boros with his full crew? The Foundation, the SCP Foundation, I assume you mean. If they have time to prepare, then probably, because, like, they've, like, depending on the continuity, they've created stuff to, like, erase things on a conceptual level. Igris got aura? Maybe. Permission to simp for the Goat Ant Kings, Beru and Meruem? Yes, sir. They're both cool. They're both really cool. I like Beru. Beru is, like, by far my favorite thing about solo leveling. I do actually unironically, like, genuinely like Beru. Beru was honest. I'm gonna be honest, I hate the oversaturation of the word aura. I'm sick of always hearing it. Yeah, I can imagine. It gets old after a while. If the series is still going by the time I could help, I would do it for $20 a minute at max, but I'd be happy to help for free. We'll see. We'll see. I appreciate the sentiment, though, for sure. The Chaos Insurgency versus the Monster Association. Again, if the Chaos Insurgency, like, gets access to some broken SCPs, they probably win, but, like, in terms of general stats, the Monster Association definitely is way superior. Cosmic Armor Superman versus Harry Potter? My god. What is up with all the slaughters today? What is up with all the slaughter matchups? Beru pre-Shadow versus Meruem. I don't do solo leveling scaling, like, really a lot, but... I've seen a few takes on it. I think it's kind of close. I'm not too sure who I would give it to, though. If you ever do SCP scaling, would you only use official stuff or everything? I'm probably not gonna do SCP scaling. I just find the series, like, way more interesting as a horror series and not as a power scaling series. How strong are demons in One Punch Man, city level FT, all that stuff? The strongest demons, if you wanna be, like, a little bit generous, they can definitely reach into light speed and... maybe not above, but, like, light speed and, like... okay, if you're being, like, conservative with it, then they're around, like, town to city level at best. But then if you, like, downscale from the dragons who would downscale from Sage Centipede, then you can get them pretty high, like even country level and whatnot. It depends on what methods you use. If you need voice acting for the series, I'm willing to help for a sandwich. How will I mail you the sandwich? Big sad that you're not aware of the scaling of the Goat Sonic, but I'm still excited to see what vids you got. Unfortunately, I've never really been into Sonic. Like, I've never just had any exposure to it. Beru versus Goketsu? Oh, Goketsu cooks him, probably. At least the Beru from the anime. Evil Ocean Water versus One Piece. Did Satori just call Sage Centipede by Sage Centipede actual name? Yeah, he did. I noticed immediately, but I thought it would kind of be cringe to switch after I'd already said it. Forest King versus Narutoverse. The Narutoverse absolutely jumps him into oblivion. Can someone on the Discord water the tree? Okay, I got you. I got you. Let me scroll down to the tree and I can water it. The tree has been watered. If for anybody unaware, there's like a tree in our Discord server that we water, so somebody asked to water it, so I did. Would be interesting if the future that Psycho saw was the future when day breaks. That would be kind of sick. Fear the light, embrace the darkness was fire. Yeah, dude, it's my favorite SCP by far. I love this. It's so, like... it's terrifying, and that's what, like, that's what I like about it a lot. I think in the newest chapter, a demon-level monster chopped Karin Genos' arm. Yeah, that is so dumb. Like, I'm sorry, there's no excuse that can make that not dumb. Your favorite Garo form? Either Hero Hunter or, like... when he's fighting Orochi or Spiral. It's those ones. If Meruem got spawned into One Punch Man, if he plays it smart, how would he evolve? He can gain powers from people he can. He has insane intelligence, so like, if he figures out that he's not the top dog, like if he doesn't go around right off the bat acting like the top dog, and doesn't get bodied, then he will extremely quickly figure out that he's not the top dog, just by observing the people around him, and then he would actually have the opportunity to grow. He has insane potential and insane IQ. Like, he would genuinely, after like a year or two, he would be god level, like, unironically. Like, give him prep time in the One Punch Man verse, and he'll be insane. If you need a VA, I'm right here, remember me. Yeah, could you message me on Discord? That would be the best way to reach me. My Discord server is linked under most of my recent videos, so that should be pretty easy to find. Current Empty Void versus Blast, who wins? Honestly, I don't really care. I don't really know anymore after all the redraws. Like, he doesn't have many good feats. He does have a few. I'm sure when day breaks would take most verses out. Absolutely. Our boy Yasin is here, yep. The strongest group team organization in One Punch Man. Gotta be the Saitama group, right? Or the Hero Association as a whole, if you include Saitama in it. Because God isn't really, like, part of any faction, and God is, like, the only contender for being, like, on par with or greater than Saitama. And without God, like, he's not in any sort of group, so then it's Saitama or the Hero Association has to be the strongest. Genos got damaged by someone that should be much weaker than him. Yeah. It's kinda dumb. I'm not gonna lie. Hell yeah, man. When Day Breaks is one of my favorite apocalypses, it's such an interesting concept. Yep, absolutely. I absolutely love it. Like, I was getting creeped out just, like, by making that edit at the beginning. Platinum S would destroy the Shinobi Alliance army in a few seconds. The regular dudes? Yeah, but the top tiers, no way. Like, he'd beat the 5 Kage, but he's not beating Naruto at his strongest. The sandwich I would love to try is PB&J. Honestly, I don't know what that is. Anno, hello. One Punch Man God versus Absolute Being / Outer Gods. Outer Gods, like, should if they, I don't know what an Absolute Being / Outer God is, but if that implies it's Outerversal, then I would side with that guy. How far would Adam Smasher go in One Punch Man? Dude, Adam Smasher is so cool. I don't know his scaling, but he's very cool. Satoru, what Zanpakuto would you have? You give me Shinso vibes, to be honest. That's a good question. What are the announcements? Yeah, we can get to it soon. Okay, first of all, I'm gonna feel like such a fake Bleach fan, but who's Shinso? I need to know. Because the one that comes to mind is the one from MHA for me. Oh, Shinso is Gin's Zanpakuto. Okay. I don't know the Zanpakuto names. That's the thing that I don't know about Bleach. I don't know all the Zanpakuto names. That's a good one, because like it has good poison and like a good extension ability. Honestly though, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of vibe with Kenpachi, just like slicing everything in half. I don't know. I feel like I just have the most fun with that. I just like go around just berserk mode. Honestly, I think Orochi is stronger than 6 Paths Madara. Personally, I wouldn't go anywhere near that far. I think Jubito already is way too much for Madara. Not Madara, Orochi. Although, actually no. Actually, Jubito is a good fight for Orochi. Jubito, I think, is a pretty good fight for Orochi. We just overestimating Genos after seeing his 10-second mode the way I see it. Daedric Genos is below Lightning Core, or way below 10-second mode. Only thing that doesn't make him sense is him defeating a dragon easily. You said in your, like, recent video, too, that, like, the dragon was, like, really, what's it called? Really weak against Genos due to just the matchup of, like, fire against tree. But at the same time, it's also really, like, it's still kind of dumb. Like, Genos, even when melted down, like, Daedric Genos, even after melting down, is still tanking, like, many swings from Black S, like, damaging gums. So it's kind of still weird, like, even then. It also just would be kind of weird for 10-second Genos to be, like, a billion times stronger than regular Genos. Like, it's kind of strange, regardless. At least that's the way I see it. Adam from Record of Ragnarok versus One Punch Man S-Class, both are bloodlusted. The only one that stands a chance is Blast, I think. Everyone else just kinda dies. Adam is busted. Who's the weakest character that can beat Evil Natural Ocean? Maybe Orochi if you subscribe to him being stronger than Ocean and Fraud Centipede. If not him, then like Genos could blow some of it away, but probably not all of it. Like Genos is way stronger, but he doesn't have the scale. So like I guess like the next step up is like Sairochi. Which Sairochi I think definitely beats him like low diff. Maybe not low, maybe mid. What are your thoughts on the next death battle? I don't even know the characters that are fighting, so I can't really comment. Deku versus Orochi? Okay, I'm siding with Orochi on that one. With high-end scaling for the demons, which versus can the Monster Association demons prevail on, or solo? Demon Slayer, The Boys, what would be like some other popular ones that I think they could like destroy? Off the top of my head, I'm not really sure. They'd give stories like MHA and like Seven Deadly Sins, Black Clover, like the early characters in those stories a bit of trouble, like a lot of trouble, but they're not getting past like the mid tiers and high tiers. Assassination Classroom they solo. Frieren is actually kind of interesting, but her speed is kind of lacking for that, so yeah. Still very, very weird, yeah. JJK, they probably could. Gojo's like the only one that's like with infinity. And Sukuna and like the heavy hitters would be problems if you take their high-end interpretations. Did you just say Fraud Centipede? I said Fraud Centipede. Also, so many requests. I'm very sorry, but I can't answer everything. I just can't keep up with the chat. God's Divine Beast versus Boros. If you really high-wall the beasts, then maybe they could win, but like overall I'd still side with Boros. I'm sure most demons on their own could tear the boys verse apart, yeah. Invincible Season 3 versus Boros Armored. He might be able to break the armor, but then Release just kinda does him way worse than Conquest did. Well, Yasin and you make a video together, maybe. I'd be down for that. Or Spawn Mod King versus Godzilla Mod Godzilla. Who do you think takes it? My bias says the King, but... See, the thing is, Godzilla does beat Mobzilla pretty handily. The King also beats Mobzilla pretty handily. I think that's a pretty good fight. If it was the Queen, though, like with those, like, percentage attacks, like, absolutely the Queen, then. I recommend checking out Eon and how he scales the Naruto cast of characters. Perhaps. Mr. Perfect Cell versus Professor Fiction. Like what, as YouTubers, or as scalers, or what? Release Boros Murder Season 3 Invincible, a better matchup as Orochi versus Season 3 Invincible. Speaking of that, on Eternal Flame's channel, there's gonna be a video of something similar, so make sure to check that out when it drops. Who do you think is the worst power scaler on YouTube? Back in the day, I would have said either Daigo Knight or like NC Hammer from the Naruto community. Nowadays, I don't even know what they do. I haven't checked them out in a very long time. So they could be way better than I remember. Also, it's just kind of weird to judge people at this point for me. I kind of have trouble doing that. So yeah, I'm not sure. Do you believe in the light speed scaling for JJK? I personally don't agree with it due to how inconsistent JJK's scaling used to be. Or, no, I just made the inconsistent part up. Sorry. I'm reading that weird. I wouldn't say I agree with it, but I use it for higher ends in videos just to make it more fun. From time to time, like with the Gojo video. Queen low diff, surely. Yeah. Yep. Hyped for it. Let's go. Where does Cosmic Garo scale for you? Anything from like multi-solar system to universal I'm okay with. Like anything in that range I'm fine with. Do you know Official Divine and thoughts on his scaling? I do know him, but I haven't read, like, or seen many of his videos. I am aware of him, but I haven't seen much. God versus Zeno. I'm siding with Zeno. I'm sorry on that one. I don't think Diagonite even does power scaling anymore. Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure. Would you do a definitive scale for Platinum S? I actually do have a video on Platinum S coming up eventually, so you can look forward to that. Sunblade Atomic versus Full Power Bang not holding back. Bang does have higher assertions, I would say. But like narratively speaking, like eventually I think Atomic will be stronger. Top 10 favorite attacks from Dragon Ball. Also, is there any content coming up on the series? I actually do want to make Boros, like how far he makes it in Dragon Ball. I'm kind of trying to stack up on smaller videos though, we can get into it very soon, of my plans on the summer. Favorite attacks from Dragon Ball. Anything Piccolo related. The Special Beam Cannon, Hellzone Grenade, those are goated. Kamehameha also, obviously. If it counts as an attack, Kaioken, but that's more like a power-up than an attack. The Devil Might Beam, just because I like to meme with it. Is your current version of Boros comparable to Super Perfect Cell, or is he stronger? Can't say. I want the series power scaling to kind of speak for itself. Like, I don't want to comment on the power scaling in the series. I want to see what people think just by watching it. I'd say Boros gets dynamic. Perhaps. Okay. Okay, so... let's get to the updates now. Because I do want to get them out of the way. So basically, what's happening now is over the course of these next couple weeks, I'll be stacking up on smaller videos to release to you guys weekly. And then after these 2 weeks, I'll direct my full attention to What If Boros Turned Good. And that's basically the plan right now. Is just like stack up on smaller videos so that you guys can get weekly uploads for the next like month as I work on the big What If in the background. And then hopefully like end of July, the series should come back with weekly uploads. So like you can have episode 8, episode 9, and episode 10 all in like 3 weeks time. Maybe even episode 11, like depending on how efficient I can be. So that's basically the big major update. And then for videos I have in mind, there are gonna be some discussion videos, some power scaling videos, but they're mostly going to be a bit shorter. So for example, I wanted to do like a massive Boros versus Garo video and a Boros versus like Dragon Ball video, but I'm gonna be postponing those for the time being because I want to get the What If out first. And then after season 2 of the What If is finished over the course of the summer, then I'm gonna be getting to those larger power scaling videos. So that's gonna be pretty much the main updates. How far would Perfected Fist Garo make it against Orochi? And could Garo grow enough to force Orochi to go all out? Perfected Fist Garo, I think, takes it against Orochi. I think he would. Not like no difficulty, but like not extreme difficulty either, I would say. Do you think Atomic Samurai can surpass Prime Bang? Maybe, if he gets the Moonblade and the Sunblade and masters both of them. I think, like, he kinda has to for it to be narratively satisfying. Alright. My chair's squeaking very badly. Final Flash, hella underrated. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Spirit Bomb, Final Flash, also really good ones. What different arcs do you think we'll see in the future of One Punch Man? Neo Heroes, that's like the one that's being set up. At some point the Mad Cyborg has to come out, and like the organization of robots and whatnot. I don't know what's going on in the webcomic exactly, so like, fear not spoilers, I don't even know what's going on myself, I haven't read it past the Ninja arc. The God arc, obviously, at some point has to happen. Those are like the big ones that have been set up. How many chapters do you think One Punch Man is gonna end at? Currently, I kinda don't see it going past like 400 or so. But maybe it will, we don't know. Do you think Blast going in the dimension between space and time is impressive or just a regular Blast thing? Probably just a regular Blast thing, but if you really take it as not having any time, then maybe you can get some good speed arguments. Might be a hot take, but Tatsumaki outside of your series doesn't even make my top 10 favorite One Punch Man characters list in the original manga. That's fair. Personally, she makes it quite high in mine, but it's also like, I can definitely understand not liking her as much. Thoughts on season 3 of One Punch Man? It's cooked. From what we've seen so far, my expectations are an absolute 0. The thing is, I hope it's gonna be better than I'm expecting. Like, I really hope. But, yeah. So far from what we've seen, I have no hope. What are your thoughts on the demon level monster damaging current Genos? It's so dumb. It's so stupid. Like, that's my thoughts on it. It makes absolutely no sense by any metric. An idea that I have for Tatsumaki in your series is that she uses psychic blades like Silver. Well, she kinda does you already use the Dimension Slash. You could also do how far each version of Goku would get in One Punch Man. Perhaps. Hi Sat3, hello, Getsugetsu. I'm making a versus battle wiki profile for your Boros. I love to see that, thank you. Send me a link when you can. That's awesome. I think there was one. At one point there was one, but like a very small one. Orochi fusing with Garo, the ultimate adaptation monster? Yeah. I might be making a hybrid One Punch Man character in the near future. I may have edited the video today, actually, so look out for that one. After Freerun vs. Harry Potter. Phoenix Man is hella underrated, he has a lot of potential. Yeah, I would agree. Z Broly versus Tatsumaki. Oh lord. Oh my god. Ooh. Who is the most overrated One Punch Man character in your opinion, excluding Fraud Centipede? I'm tempted to say Watchdog Man, but no, it's Saitama. I'm sorry, like... I definitely think Saitama is the most overrated. Because, you know, the fanbase likes to go wild with him. Season 3 should be better than Season 2, and to the surprise of no one, it isn't anywhere near the level of Season 1. Maybe. But that's like, honestly, that's like one of the better end scenarios from what we've seen so far. My bro said if I washed the dish... My bro asked if I washed the dishes. I said One Punch Man Season 3, and he knew they were washed. What? Okay. Super Vegito versus Cosmic Garo, probably Super Vegito. The stat gap is pretty big. What languages can you speak? My native and English. And like a couple words of Spanish, Russian, and Japanese. What if Metalbat and Garo both, during the Sage fight, put on Potara earrings? How would the story change? Assume it's permanent? Which side takes control then? Is the character heroic, or is he trying his best to be like an anti-villain or whatever Garo was trying to be? That's such a chaotic fusion. Void slams True UI Goku hard in my opinion. Especially after the redraws, no way. You should do Genshin Impact power scaling, you'll go insane, but it would be fun. I don't know. I don't know about that one. I haven't played anything Genshin Impact related, I've only seen the ads. So I don't know anything about it. Season 2 of One Punch Man is overrated in my opinion? Yep, absolutely. I do think it receives too much hate. It looks infinitely better than what we've gotten for Season 3 so far, excluding the initial teaser, the one that with Garo fighting Royal Ripper and Bug God. Do you think Cosmic Garo can copy multiversal character strength? Maybe with enough time, but usually he would just get one shot before it happens. It's funny how Empty Void perfectly fits his name. Yeah, I've made the meme a couple times by now, like, Empty Void is an empty shell of a character. I've said that a lot. Genshin Impact recently got more planetary arguments and scaling, goddamn. How strong would a Meramoran or a Potara fusion between Flashy Flash and Sonic be? Very strong, definitely. Like, they're beating Platinum S, no difficulty. They're beating Orochi. Cyrochi? Probably. Like, they would just be way too fast. Even if Cyrochi, like, maybe could have, like, a slight power edge or, like, similar power, but they'd just be way too fast. Like, you'd need Boros to deal with that. I kinda stopped caring a while ago, so what's happening with Season 3? Not much. We just got one really bad teaser, and then they renamed it to the official trailer, which sucks. And then some hero and monster visuals, which are okay. What if Deku got teleported to One Punch Man? How would he change the series? I would love to do a what if on that. Deku is such a fun character. Rank the 3 Ninja Arc versions. So, the initial one, we had Sonic versus Flashy Flash. Then we had Empty Void, like, using Genjutsu and pulling up in a very badass manner only to just explain that it was fake all along and that it actually didn't happen. And then the Genjutsu and nothing else. Blast pulls up and punches him once. The second one, we had all the badass Empty Void things and like the OP scaling and whatnot. But then we just had the most bizarre stretch of chapters in the entire series with like the Empty Void backstory and Blast trying to fuse with him and like the wife and whatnot. And then the third one is just bland and boring, and then Blast just makes the story of the ninjas worse. Like, we don't even get Flashy Flash versus Sonic properly. Like, the fight is way worse than the second version. So, I'd say overall the third is at the bottom. The first is second place, and the best one is still the second one. Even if later it kind of went down the rail. I'd say that's kind of my take. Peak Monster Garo versus Raditz. I'm taking Garo on that one. Speedo sounds Sonic and Heat Blast, like from Ben 10. That's kind of cool. Will you ever do a video power scaling your original character in that One Punch Man game? I'm not sure what game you're referring to, but I probably won't be making any official power scales for my characters. Could we get some Minecraft gameplay for one of these streams? I actually do have an idea for when we're later down the road in the summer of me just doing a Minecraft playthrough modded, and like the stream cannot end until I beat the king from Warspawn or something like that. I think that could be fun, but also could just be pretty messy. I'm very hopeful and optimistic for Season 3. I hope you're not disappointed. I do hope it's good, but just from what we've seen, like personally I set my expectations to the lowest they can possibly be so that I'm not disappointed. Overgrown Rover has more character development than any character in solo leveling. Honestly, true. Scale that PFP real quick. Okay, so in 5th grade, he beat up one guy who was really tiny compared to him. Like, dude was actually so short, and he tried to pick a fight with me, and it didn't go well for him. I just shoved him away twice, and then he didn't do anything else. Like, I was tanking his shots. Like, dude was tiny. And then, I think it was like 7th or 8th grade, we had like a bet with 3 of my classmates of like, if they could beat me in a wrestling match. Again, all 3 of them were way smaller than me, so I kinda just like, at first, when they ganged up on me, it was kinda tough to get them all off, but like once I got one of them off, I kinda just body slammed the rest. Not like literally body slam, but like, once I got one of them off of me, they just couldn't do anything else. So, I guess that's where my PFP scales, like schoolyard fights, are no diff. I guess that's where I scale. Yujiro Hanma versus Suiryu? Probably Suiryu. It would take you days, Orspawn is really hard. I'm curious about the king scaling. I have played a little bit of Warspawn recently, but I haven't completed it at all. Satsuri the tank. That's kind of my build, yeah. At least back in the day. Full power bang versus Might Guy. Might Guy obliterates, I'm sorry. Especially if we give him the 8th gate. As a manhwa reader of solo leveling, don't expect any character development aside from Sung Jin-woo. I don't. Tips for the future, look for lucky block structures and use the Eye of Ender blocks, plus extreme torches to spawn cephadromes. Dude, I once spawned in the cephadrome biome, and it was so fun, but at the same time I starved to death because there was nothing around to eat. But cephadromes are fun. It would be really funny if during the end of the series when God is free and Pig God uses a secret technique, God just shakes it off like nothing after so much setup in the Monster Association arc. It would be funny, yeah. But at the same time, so much setup is a bit of an exaggeration. There's like 1 panel of that. Or 2, I think it's 2. I think 1 panel he's like, should I use my secret move? The next panel is like, no, not yet. So 2 panels of setup is kind of not counting as like that much setup. If Metal Bat and the helicopter are deleted from the Sage vs. Garo fight, would Fraud Centipede still be a fraud? Probably, like, less of a fraud, but still a fraud, because Garo would just kind of ragdoll him around, and, like, he would never even land a single strike without the helicopter being there as a hostage. Like, his regeneration would still carry him hard, he would still just be getting blitzed all over again. Would you be interested in a series where you read the webcomic for the first time with us in a live stream or something so we can experience your reactions? That could be fun. You can right-click them to fly, you don't even need to feed the cephadromes beef. Wait, you don't need to feed them? Okay, that's even better then. Cephadromes are fun. I could make a video on, like, Cephadromes from Minecraft or Spawn versus every demon level threat in One Punch Man. I don't know. What if the Gargantuan Leviathan was in the One Punch Man universe and got some of God's power? Okay, Gargantuan Leviathan by itself is, like, probably Tiger. Maybe Demon, but not because of strength, just by the raw scale of him. Like, he might be classified as a demon. But, like, he wouldn't actually be as strong as a demon. So, yeah. With God's power, though, he's a dragon through and through, for sure. Meteoric Burst Boros versus 8th Gate Guy, no time limit. Oh, Boros. That one, Boros for sure. Is Cosmic Garo still above Void? Absolutely yes. More so than ever before, I would say. At least in my eyes. That would go crazy. Yeah, the Cephadrome video. What do you think that at last Murata reveals that every redraw was God's reality manipulation? It would be cool, but it wouldn't excuse it. Who's the weakest One Punch Man character that can solo the rumbling? A single A-class hero probably couldn't. A single demon probably could, honestly, because it's just way too fast. It's never dying, it's eventually going to find the real Eren and destroy him, so... A single demon probably could. Is Sid Kageno beating Peak Monster Garo? I don't know who that is, unfortunately. Wait, doesn't the Queen deal like a percentage of damage with one of her moves? She could get high into One Punch Man? Yeah. If you subscribe to like higher end Minecraft metas, the Queen just massively upscales from that. And then you have her dealing, like, damage, just completely negating durability, like, dealing damage in percentages. Like, she goes quite far in that. Could Cosmic Garo copy abilities from other power systems, like things from Naruto or JJK? It depends if you think, like, if he's born in, like, the Naruto universe and goes cosmic, yes, he could. But if you just flopped Naruto into One Punch Man, like, it's stated he can manipulate all forces in the universe, but it's his own universe. So, if someone from another universe comes in, I'm not sure if he could. Like, you just have to be, like, argue how literal the definition is. The technicalities. Some odd ideas you could play and stream: Insane Craft Crate Above and Beyond, Averidia, Titans. Yeah, some of these could be fun. Cockroach Man is enough, probably. Also, if the in-universe of the redraw is because of God, then God is pretty stupid because he chose the worst reality to be the last draw. Yeah, absolutely. What retcons have bothered you the most, or that you don't like about One Punch Man? Phoenix Man, unfortunate. Orochi, I wish we could have kept the battle, and then just had, like, the lore dump at the end, so that we get to keep both the battle and the lore, and not just the lore, because the battle is super underwhelming in the recent version. Obviously the ninja arc, like, obviously. I would also like to keep some panels from the old Garo fight before, like the last chapter of the Garo fight, before it was redrawn to be Cosmic Garo. Because they deleted some of, like, Gargoyle Garo's best panels, like where he looks the best. So, that's kind of sad. Do you think there's anyone faster than Awakened Cockroach in One Punch Man? Nah, Awakened Cockroach is the fastest. He would blitz Saitama, blitz Cosmic Garo, blitz Boros. You heard it here first, folks. Scarlet Witch versus Scarlet King. Ooh. Ooh. Though beating my mods will take you like 30 hours minimum. That is scary. Could Blast survive a direct hit from the collapsing star roaring cannon? It depends on how highly you want to interpret him, but he might be able to. Does any S-Class besides Tatsumaki scale to Serum Psychos? Maybe Metal Knight. 10-second Genos, absolutely. Metal Bat at his peak, for sure, like in the Sage fight. And Blast, of course. And other than like the top 5, like those 5, or like however many I just listed, I don't think so, actually. I missed the panel of Gargoyle Garo and Saitama talking, just sitting at the table. Yeah, that's just a really funny panel. The Queen can still one-shot Mobzilla. Yeah, it's so, like, it's so overpowered. Which Garo beats released Boros? Cosmic. I'm not gonna lie. I think released Boros versus Gargoyle Garo is way closer than Meteoric Burst Boros versus Gargoyle Garo. I think she two-shots Mobzilla. Yeah. The orbs deal 80% of the mob's HP before killing them with the second one. Do you think the House of Evolution would ever form an evil alliance with the Monster Association? Probably not, because like their goal was to like enhance humanity, not destroy it. People still play Orspawn. Those who have it, yeah. But it's really hard to get it these days. Could Melzerguard beat Bakuzan? Honestly, if you take, like, Goketsu at his word, and, like, if you go with, like, the slightly higher-end interpretation of Bakuzan, where, like, he has to be basing the threat level dragon assessment off of at least the weakest cadres, then Bakuzan probably wins that one. I thought the dev was... Yeah, the dev was, like... we don't talk about the dev of Orspawn. Meteoric Burst Boros versus Initial Cosmic Garo is very close, trust me. One Punch Man versus Orspawn. I actually did make a meme thumbnail once for Mobzilla versus Orochi, who's like the real king. I personally have Gargoyle Garo above Boros released. That is totally fair. I just scale Boros way higher than most people would. Gargoyle Garo plus Psychos versus released Boros. I assume you mean Sairochi? I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I'm gonna sound stupid for this, but I still think Garo loses, even with Sairochi. Like, okay, like, you can argue for Garo, for sure. But, like, the way I see it, like, the way I interpret the series... I'd still take Boros. Could Boros survive when day breaks, or would he just melt like candy wax? See, the thing is, his shell may be protecting him a little, but like his eyes are still just fully exposed, so he probably does just melt. What's up, W's in the chat? Hello, Cassia. I don't know the lore, but in Daybreaks, what would happen if someone just pull a Jackie Chan and blow up the sun? The light is gone, but so is our oxygen, so is our energy, like, we're cooked. Mobzilla has 4k HP and the Ender Dragon has 200, we just upscale Mobzilla from there. It has more health, but like, it doesn't deal like a proportionate amount of damage higher. Like, it doesn't deal like 100 times more damage than the Ender Dragon does, I'm pretty sure. Here's my take. IO Cosmic Fear Garo over Meteoric Burst Boros over Initial Cosmic Fear Garo. That is a hot take. Dinosaur King versus Metal Fight Beyblade. Do you mean like the Ancient King from One Punch Man? The Metal Series Beyblade probably takes that, I'm not gonna lie. Hits with an iron sword kill it, not really that much. It has super high defense though. Like, I don't think that an iron sword could kill it. Like, it could, but it would just take a ridiculous amount of time. Whose regeneration is better, Zombie Man or Boros? On screen, technically Zombie Man has the better feat of being entirely disintegrated and then still coming back. But Boros is just blatantly stated in like the guidebooks to have the best regeneration in the universe, which would include Zombie Man, so yeah. Platinum S versus MHAver, so Platinum S got that one, I think. Iron Sword wouldn't really do anything to Mobzilla because Regen is too fast. Yeah. Dinosaur King is a show. I do not know that then. Dinosaur King and Beyblade were the first two anime I watched. Nice. I think my first has to be Dragon Ball because I watched that at 5. Then Beyblade and Bakugan. 41 people. Let's go. Where do you scale Doomsday from Batman v Superman? I don't really know. I have not seen the movie, actually. But like, Boros needs energy, but Zombie Man doesn't need it. Yeah, that's like the weakness. Zombie Man's regen is slower, but it's passive. And I actually talk about that in an upcoming video. Cell has much better regeneration. Maybe to an extent, but like, Zombie Man did come back from being entirely disintegrated too, just like Cell. Bakugan was sick. Dude, I want to do a video on Bakugan. I really do. Which S-Class do you believe would be the best counter to a zombie apocalypse? Darkshine, because like, they just can't bite him. They can't even catch him off guard. But like most of the S-Class, just hard counter the zombie apocalypse anyway. Superman versus Goku, my goodness. Boros only has shown exhaustion in his meteoric burst form. Yeah, but he is still, like, his energy reserves are vast, but they're not limitless. 100 Moomin Rider versus 1 Armored Gorilla. The funny thing about that is when I saw the post from Yasin about that, I immediately started writing a video script, and then just in case I asked Yasin, like, hey man, do you plan to do anything with this? And then he said, yes, I'm making that video. And I'm like, okay, it's a good thing I asked, because I was about to make one too. So yeah. So yeah, he got the video. He explained it pretty well. The gorilla just kind of beats them up really badly. I think Dragon Ball would overwhelm me at 5. Perhaps. My story with it actually is that, like, at first, I saw, like, it was translated as Dragon Fight in my language, and I was hyped when I saw the title, because, like, it's dragons fighting, and then it was, like, this guy with a weird, like, long hair and spandex versus, like, this green dude and this spiky hair dude, and, like, I just thought it was lame, so I clicked off, but then the next day I had nothing to do, so I just started watching, and then I got hooked. And I just watched, like, the Saiyan Saga at my grandma's house. Then I actually watched some of the movies, and then the entirety of Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, all in order. And then, like, years later, Super 2. What if Boros shot the collapsing star in cannon at the start of the fight and has more energy? I don't think he spent that much energy throughout the fight. I don't think it would be enough to make the difference against Saitama's serious punch. Maybe Saitama would just have to put a bit more effort in. Imagine if Zombie Man had the ability to adapt like Garo Orochi. He would just be like a lesser version of like SCP-682 from SCP. Like the hard to destroy reptile. When do you think the next episode of the What If Boros will be out? Probably late July. Hopefully. Can Boros defeat Naruto, Baryon mode? It's a good topic, but I would say it's easier to argue for Naruto. I'm a massive fan, but you know what else is massive? The low taper fade. I don't know where the meme comes from, actually. I'm not aware of what even is the low taper fade meme. Actually don't really know. But anyways, I think I will be ending it rather soon. I still want to do a little bit more editing today. And like again, over the course of the next couple weeks, I'm just gonna be locking in on smaller videos and make like 10 of those. Maybe not 10, but like make like several smaller videos for you guys to enjoy as I work on the what if in the background then. Have you been to Italy? A few times actually, 3 times. Ninja's haircut. Haircut popularized by Ninja. Alright. Who in One Punch Man could survive the heart virus? Assume it spreads quickly across the planet. Boros, because of the region. Zombie Man. Saitama, probably, because like he's got all sorts of immunities. Who else? Pigott is like immune to poisons and whatnot, and he still hasn't had a heart attack in all this time. So he might be immune to heart attacks. What do you think about large planetary Sairochi? I think it's a bit of a highball, but it is possible. Have a good day, chat. I'm gonna sleep now. Good night. Have you ever played The Strongest Battlegrounds? Very unlikely, but still asking. I haven't, actually. Do you think Boros scales to those alien ships that got deflected by Saitama's head? Absolutely yes. Like, in armored form, he should scale above. Because, like, he didn't view anything in the universe as a worthy challenge. Like, if he thought this military could give him some fun, like, he would probably just go on a rampage to that military, but, like, he wasn't even interested. What is superior, hacks or ability? I assume you mean, like, physical ability, like stats? It depends on the exact kind of hacks, but usually if an opponent is just fast and strong enough to blitz and one-shot you, hacks generally don't really matter. Read a webcomic chapter on the stream, maybe in the future. How long has Tatsumaki been in chat? A zombie man with Zenkais would already be stronger than Blast. Perhaps. This is a question to all of you. Who thinks Black Frieza or Cosmic Garo? Definitely Black Frieza. You should play Cataclysm and or Wraith Northstar on stream. Maybe, but I'm not too sure on gaming streams. Like, we'll see. I'll probably do a game I'm more familiar with first. If I do it. I haven't seen Sweet Home exactly. I've only seen videos about it. How strong do you think Blast and Void will become when they appear again? Probably the same as they are now, I assume. Like, I don't think they're just training constantly. Maybe they are. Copying abilities or adapting to abilities, which is better? There are levels to this, because if it's like... If it's Atom level, where you can just copy an ability and do it better as the ability is being, like, thrown at you, faster than time itself, then Atom over something like Maharaga, for example. But if it's like SCP-682, where he can like survive getting erased on a conceptual level and still come back, then SCP-682, like adaptation. Gaming stream of Genshin Impact? Maybe, I don't know. Following To Be Hero X anime? I'm not following too many anime right now in general, unfortunately. I've mainly been focused on exams and now on YouTube. But hopefully throughout the summer I can check out a bunch more anime. Will you ever cover Terra 3 Saitama? Maybe, but I don't really see the point. Like, it's fan material. It's not like official material or anything like that. Would Boros have difficulty seeing or just see differently than us because he has two eyes but one on his face and one on his chest? I think he probably sees a little differently, but I don't think it affects him much because, like, he didn't have any issues, like, doing precise movements in the fight with Saitama. Did you ever own any Bakugan or Beyblades? Did I ever? Dude, I owned a bunch. My strongest Bakugan had like a power of 790, which in my country, like in our brands of Bakugan, that was like a ton. I was like one of the strongest kids in school with that Bakugan. Do you have a Discord server? I do, it is linked below most of my videos these days in the descriptions. Cataclysm and Create North Star or Minecraft mods, okay. I'm not familiar with any of the newer ones. I'm mainly familiar with like the old school, like Better Dungeons, or Spawn, Titans, Godzilla, that kind of stuff. Twilight Forest, Mutant Creatures, I could go on and on. Tech Guns. Oh. The strongest battlegrounds to speak, they just haven't added Waros yet. We'll see. Do you think Boros is stronger than Phoenix Man? Yeah. Play the strongest battlegrounds on stream. Maybe, we'll see. I don't even know, like, anything about it. Is this a PC game? Or, like, a console game? Saitama or Black Frieza? Black Frieza. They keep blueballing us with these update schedules? I'm sorry. Or do you mean like the game? I got a Bakugan, I could never find the power for it. I'll find it and send you a photo. Alright. What's your favorite and least favorite MC type in anime? Least favorite, Sun Jinwoo. Just like apply everything Sun Jinwoo has to like my least favorite type of character MC. My favorite? That's kind of weird to call, because, like, I like a bunch of different MCs. Like, I really like Frieren, I really like Saitama, as long as the fans aren't involved. As long as the fan base isn't considered for that one. I really like Deku, Nagisa. Like, there are a bunch of very different MCs that I like. How did I miss? I had to eat some lunch and was gone for more than 10-30 minutes. Not too much. What is Purgatory in your Discord server? It's deleted messages. The best Aura farmer in One Punch Man? Boros, because he does it without even trying, and he also keeps his aura in defeat, which is something that few can say. I'll send an image in the Discord server later. Alright. I think I own the Drago, my Beyblade collection on the other hand. Yeah. I imagine it's very big if you need to send an image. The entire One Punch Man verse or Black Frieza? Black Frieza still, like, the gap is massive so far. At least in my eyes. Do you do calcs on your own? I actually did do calcs of my own for an upcoming Freerun video, because nobody scales Freerun. Would you do all for 1 versus Sukuna if you ever decide to do MHA scaling? That sounds like a fun topic. I could do that. What separates a good OP protagonist from a bad OP protagonist in a storytelling and writing character development sense? Sung Jin-woo is just plain boring. Like, first of all, he gets his powers, like, way too quickly. He progresses way too fast. He's just kind of like the Mary Sue, Gary Stu, whatever. Saitama actually has, like, inner turmoil, to a degree at least. He has funny moments, badass moments. Like, I have problems with Saitama. Mainly with how he affects the rest of the world, but overall, like, the depression he has and whatnot, like, it's just way more interesting than anything Sung Jin-woo has to offer in my eyes, at least. Hello, Satoru, been a while since you uploaded. I uploaded a video yesterday, and I've been busy with exams, so that's the reason I've been away, but now I'm back with weekly uploads for, like, most of the summer. Found it, photos incoming. Saitama has aura, yeah. No manga spoilers for Freerun, please. I'm anime only. Freerun scaling would be really cool. Have you read the manga? I have not. Please, no manga spoilers. I'm anime only. I'm just gonna be scaling the anime version of Freerun in the next video. It's gonna be Freerun versus Harry Potter for anybody who's new in the stream. Are you excited for MHA Season 8, the final season? Yeah, I am. I think Gojo and Freerun are some of my favorite character depictions of an OP character done right. I'm sorry, I'm starting to not be able to talk anymore. We finally free of the ninjas. We are. Harry Potter, yep. Is Freerun strong? Yeah, she is pretty strong. Depends on who you compare her to, but yeah. Saitama's dream had more aura than Sung Jin-woo's entire journey. Yep. By Harry Potter, do you mean Harry Potter the character or the series? Kind of both, because like to scale Harry Potter the character, you have to scale Harry Potter the series. What is Freerun? One of the best anime. One of my favorite ones. No matter what happens, let's be honest, Season 3 of One Punch Man is gonna be better than T-Bait. I don't know what that is, actually. Harry Pot Smoker? Harry Squatter, dude. Like, the Harry Squatter memes, or Harry Spotter. Those were kinda hilarious. You're a lifter, Harry. The Chamber of Creatine, what other titles were there? The Boy Who Lifted, there was like Lord Swoldemort, Lord Dumbledore, it's not Lord, just Dumbledore. There was, who else was that? Snape the Half-Built Prince, there were a lot. Thoughts on Chainsaw Man? I have not seen Chainsaw Man, unfortunately, but I do plan to see it in the near future. If you think about it, Samson in the Bible is a pretty good idea. Of a man with overpowering strength in comparison to his enemies, but still messing up big time out of pride and arrogance and ego. I'm not familiar with all the Bible lore, but that sounds cool. Samson, for me, the first association is... in the dinosaur community, there's like a hybrid called Samson. Like a massive elephant hybrid. Dr. Bright versus All Might. Hey, that rhymes. Do you think Saitama will ever get a love interest? Probably not. Did you read the Harry Potter books? When I was little, I read the first 5. But then, like, the fifth one just was really too much for me as a kid. In terms of, like, how long it was and how much, like, how boring it was at points as a kid. I don't know how it is now. Like, as an adult. Samson versus Zindom 2.0. Yep. How do you see One Punch Man ending? I could see Saitama dying happy having defeated God. Maybe. Honestly, I have no theories anymore. Like, after the recent ninja stuff, I literally have no theories about One Punch Man anymore. Are you using the movies or books for the Harry Potter scaling? Mostly the movies. But alright, I'm gonna be going now, cause we've been here for quite a while. Over an hour. Almost an hour and a half. Are you planning on doing a face reveal? 1 million subscribers, get me there and I'll do any face reveal you want. Beru versus the Deep Seeking. Probably Deep Seeking. Have you read the Silmarillion? I have not, unfortunately. Alright guys, so we're gonna be going now. Goodbye. Hope you all have a good day. I'm gonna be still doing a tiny bit of editing and then I'm gonna be going to sleep because it's getting kinda late. 1 million face reveal. Yep. 1 mil and I'll do it. See you in the next video. See ya. Goodbye. What? Oh no, I just came back. Sorry. Okay, goodbye everybody. Have a good day. See ya.